What's up, Tim Sykes here. Crazy market. Here is PURA. As you know, I've been buying this and underestimating it for the past few weeks. Here's HIPH, buying this and underestimating it. KG, I was in the twos, now in the fives and the sixes. A-Leaf, what was my first buy? A buck 70, I think. Now 270. So I underestimated it. The good news is I've been on the right side. POTN. Yesterday I was buying it a few times, underestimated it, going to 34. It's okay to underestimate things. I need you guys to see that, okay? I'm getting a lot of messages being like, oh, I left so much money on the table. It's not just about how much you leave on the table, it's how much you bring in to your own accounts. So I'm underestimating it, but I'm also playing things safe. So here's just a few of my trades. Still made a few $1,000s yesterday on POTN, even though I underestimated it drastically. Selling it, 20% too soon. PURA, underestimated it drastically. YGYI, I mean, the thing went up $3 a share from my buy alert. And yet, I'm still locking in a few $100s, a few $1,000s in profits. And guess what? Now I'm closing in on 5 million in profits. And I'm glad that several of you students are understanding this. I know you guys wanted a full monthly recap. I'm sorry, it's going to take a while. My guess is it's going to be out this coming Sunday. I wanted it out last Sunday, but these are just a few tweets. This is just happening all in the last 24 hours, just to help you understand what's going on right now. Because a lot of you guys are like, just do the monthly recap. Why are you procrastinating? Every day, I'm finding out about more and more students who have been studying my DVDs, webinars, video lessons, and now stuff is really adding up. Here's Brian. This was yesterday. He made $28,800. He started in February of this year in my challenge, and now he's on the cusp of his first $100,000 since the challenge. Wait, let me find my last six-figure student. He posted a tweet too. This was also yesterday. I'm sorry, Paul, I forgot about you, but you haven't uploaded a picture, so upload a picture, you guys. Some people think that these are like bots. They think that they're like fake students. They don't realize that one of the homework assignments when becoming one of my students is to get on social media, and a lot of you guys don't upload icons. It's funny how people think this is fake. Paul is a real person. He is a challenge student. And he cleared all of his credit card debt from March 2018, $47,000 balance. And he, has studied his ass off. Let me see. He posted, he retweets me a little bit. Where was his? He did a post. He actually passed $100,000. Hold up, let me find him. This is Paul Delgado's profit chart. Over 100,000 in profits. And he's not winning 100% of the time. He's winning 52% of the time. But he was my newest six-figure student from, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I'm sorry, I never even announced it. I'm like losing track of, of people. It's pretty awesome though. When did he actually pass? He wrote a post about it. Was it really in September? Am I really that far behind? Maybe he just posted in the chat room. I don't know. He's over $100,000 in profits, and he's clearing all of his credit card debt. Pretty awesome. $47,000 in debt in March, now zero because of his 100,000 plus in profits. So props to you. Props to Brian, $28,000 yesterday, and look at his trades. I mean, he hasn't been doing this very long. Also, I got to give props to upcoming students. It's not just about how much money you make. A lot of you guys learn the wrong lessons. You're following traders with like, oh, look at all this big money that I made. But how much did you risk? How much were you down? There's a lot to be said for taking singles. And I know that it's not as exciting. But frankly, this is why I trade with a small account. This is why I'm so proud of students like James, locking in 20% on a play like ears. And he says, played it safe, took profits. If not watching Tim's thousands of videos, learning from him, you're missing out. My small account is getting bigger. And he showed his realized profits, $200 on this. And this was yesterday as the overall markets were down. and he took solid profits, and guess what? He sold ears, too safely. But that's what it's all about. If you want to be my next 6 or 7 figure student, you learn to take 10, 20% gains. $200 is fine. Here's another guy, Zach, left a lot on the table but made 15%. And as I bring up more and more examples, more and more of you guys who aren't understanding, who aren't studying, who aren't locking in profits, hopefully this stuff can get you on the right track because it adds up. Let me show you one of my students, John Papa, locked in, verified, $5,800 profit on PURA. Let's just take a look at his trades. He got in at 9 and out at 11, okay? PURA now at, well, this is POTN. PURA now at 19. So he made $5,000, okay? And yet he was selling before it doubled. And that's fine because look at this. Let me show you John Papa's profit chart. He's been choppy, okay? He has not been locking in gains like he should. So it's very good and very encouraging that he's learning to lock in profits. Although, he did go from negative to positive, but still he sometimes does not take profits. So I'm proud of you, John. I'm proud of you for learning to take profits. And I want to see your chart get, it's nice uptrend, but I want to see it get less choppy. Here's another student. This was Alex, again, yesterday, 11,800 in profits. And for those of you wondering, he skipped school a few days ago and made 9,200. Here's Mason yesterday, screenshot on MMNFF, which my student Huddy also made like 5,000 plus. He was my newest 6-figure student, but now we've got 3 more. Mason made 11,300 on this, and later in the challenge chat room, I think he finished up 15,800 on the day. And in case you don't remember who Mason is, he's my 2nd-year challenge student on October 11th. He made a lot of money on PURA, also $20,000, puts him over 150,000 in 2 months. So now he's over like 170,000 in 2 months. Just think about that, okay? This is a guy, 2nd-year challenge student, made hardly anything. Hold up, let me show you his profit chart. First of all, he wrote this great post, 0 to 150,000 in profits, and he did, really good details. In case some of you guys are like, oh, you're just faking it. This is trade by trade. We don't fake anything, okay? That's the beauty of my top students and I. We show everything. And look at this. He made hardly anything until recently. And if you read this blog post, I'll link it underneath this video because it's such a must read. He is profiting because of the CBD sector. He's profiting because of the weed sector. That's what's in play right now. So a lot of you guys think like, oh, I just want this to happen right away. You don't get to choose when it happens. You have to wait for the right patterns. And then the question is, are you prepared or not for those patterns? It's not a coincidence that my 2nd and 3rd year students are now performing the best. First 3 months, first 6 months, first 9 months, they're just not prepared. Tim Grittani might have made over $7 million now. Let me just show you Croy Runner. Here's Tim Grittani, my top student, over $7 million in profits. Very nice after starting with just 1,500. But he made nothing the first 9 months. Not because he wasn't trading, not because he wasn't trying. He was studying and he was learning. So a lot of you guys who want to be the next Mason, who want to be the next Tim Grittani, you have to understand you have to go through the ugly front end, studying part of this whole thing. You can't cheat your way to success. You can't just be like, oh, sure, Tim, I'm a year 3 student. No, you have to learn and study and work your ass off. Tim Grittani, Mason, Huddy, all of these guys who are finding success in year 2, year 3, they studied their ass off for an entire year first before finding a lot of monetary success. So it's a good lesson. Congrats to Mason. Congrats to all these guys. There's so many, but I just wanted to give you a sampling of why I'm so far behind on this monthly recap. This is all tweets. This tweet, this was yesterday. Okay? Alex, this was, I mean, the past 2 days or the past 4 days, but this was yesterday's tweet, 11,800. Papa John, this was yesterday's tweet, 5,800. This was Zach making 15%. This was James making 20%. This is B, Brian, making 28,000. So I'm sorry that I'm behind on the monthly recap, but it's kind of overwhelming right now, not just with students, but with stocks that are in play. And I'm thankful greatly right now that it looks like this sector is a little overextended and it's coming down. I can finally breathe a little bit, but I will have the monthly recap video up probably on Sunday. It might be over 3 hours, and I'm also doing an all-day live trading webinar on Friday for you challenge students and Millionaire Masters program people. So I've got a lot on my plate. I'm sorry I'm behind, and I'm also traveling right now too, just to throw that in there, FYI. So kind of cool, but leave a comment underneath this video if you understand this. Oh, and I got to give props to Mark Crook too. It's not just about the new students, like veteran students, or not CRON, ACBFF. There's too many plays. Mark Crook did a nice little bounce play here, and he made 2,500 this morning in the challenge chat room. So congrats to him, and congrats to really just everybody, learning, earning, recognizing this hot sector, because this is when you can really push it. When you have perfect charts like MMNFF, which was a great 2-day runner. There's been so many plays lately, and you just have to take it one trade at a time. You can't be like, oh, I need to capture all the money right away. You're just trying to get used to this insanity. You're trying to get comfortable with these patterns, because it's all nice and easy to, it's all well and good to analyze these charts after the fact. But when they're moving in real time and when they're spiking more than you ever thought possible, it's the preparation, it's the studying, it's your training that should help you stay somewhat rational. And hopefully I've drilled it into your brains to take singles. Not every play is gonna, quadruple like this, okay? This is best case scenario for PURA. And it's important that you take singles along the way. I don't mind selling too soon. Like I said, I've been doing pretty well. Let me just show you my trades real quick. Here's my trades, and let's just go year to date. Remember, I'm trading with a small account, and 147,000 in profits in the past 30 days, nearly 30,000. So I'm averaging nearly $1,000 a day, taking profits safely and too quickly. So not only am I trading, not only am I teaching, I'm making these videos, and I'm also traveling and doing charity and answering way too many messages. And then on this coming Friday, I'm giving an all-day live trading webinar. So I'm doing a lot. I'm trying my best to help you learn, because I want you not just to make a lot of money, but a lot of you guys to get the proper training and to get the proper perspective so that you can be prepared, or better prepared, for these supernovas. And you might have missed, this CBD weed run, because now, like, the Canada legalization is like a day away. So probably a lot of buy the rumor, sell the news happening. So don't be all excited. Oh, it's happening tomorrow. Oh, this is when the time is to buy. No. Everyone has anticipated the news. So most likely, if I had to guess, which I don't like doing, I'm not going to bet on it, but my guess is that tomorrow is going to be a non-event. And then these stocks will all drop, 20, 30, 40% in the coming days. And shorts will clean up. And then long can clean up on the dip buys. So the game continues. And it's just a question of if you're prepared or not. And in the beginning, don't feel bad if it takes longer than you expect. This is going to go on the rest of your life and your children's lives and your grandchildren's lives. Can I teach you a skill that will impact your life for days, weeks, months, years, decades? Anyways, I got to get going. I got another flight in a little bit. Leave a comment underneath this video saying, I get it. If you understand that patience is key, and if you understand that taking small profits along the way is key too. And rule number 1 is cut losses quickly when you're wrong. Thank you. I'll see you in the chat room.